This is my extra credit video. So for the first problem, we have contact HTML. So the first line is an email address where you can make it into a sentence saying send me, for example here, send an email to this company, and when they click on it, it will bring them to their mail link and they can mail them easily without copy and pasting their email to theirs. And then we have here all information on this site is, and then you can customize this using like special characters that's entered. And then we have, then you can use a strike through test using a del element, the subscript test using the sub element, the subscript test using the sub element, and the other elements are nested inside other elements. And this is the output right here. You can see my mouse is trying to click on it, and you can do an email. The second one is a list, basically. Here you can create an unordered list. And to put like basically extended the list so you can more thing like for here for 1 and 2 you have to do a nested basically order list for this one. The third figure is basically a table. So in order to get the camel, gotta make sure that your code and the image is in the same directory. That means in the same folder, same thing. So then it can use it and make sure it's in the right format too. So here I had the camel.give, and then it will show up here. And then this basically creating a table. Basically, Camlet a comparison approximate of June of 2011. The next one is the autocomplete form. So here you can put like an input type here, so the user can write their name if they're trying to fill out online. Sorry, wrong one. So this is the output of the autocomplete one. So basically, you have the input type for both the first and last name and the email address right here, so the user can type out their first and last name and their email address. And inside of each of those input, there's placeholders, so the person knows what they're supposed to type. So here, 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 and same thing. And for the birth month, it's the same thing as an input, but it has a list, a data list, so they can like press on the hour and then a bunch of months they can just select from there. And same thing for the family member too. They can select which family and then submit this form with a submit and then clear button if they want to start over the whole thing. Now we have the forms. We have the input type for the name here. And then we have here the comments. For this one we use a text area for the comments. So any people want to make a comment, they can write it here with a placeholder of enter comments here. And then we have another input for the email address. And then we have some boxes people can select. So for example, the things you like, basically a checkbox. If you want, like what do you like more of, they can select more than one and deselect them if they press it by accident. For the next one is how do you get to our site? It's basically a one answer, and you just have to click on which one. This is also for this one you have to use a radio type button for this. And then radar site, same thing. The other one is basically a Dropbox, and then you pick what is your radar on the site, press submit, and the clear button. Next, we have the advanced shopping list, basically. So same thing, milk, bread, whatever here. And if you want to bold something and underline it, with the same thing for this one, you have to use the EM form in that to make it bold. And then if you want a link, you put basically your link in there and then the name of whatever you're linking there. So it doesn't actually have to be a link, it can be something. And then when people click on it, it will go to that site. Next, we have the positioning. Basically, we have you can put any kind of text in like the position of an image. Basically, I put here there's two tests, basically the position test and then my name here. I put it over here using this kind of style, basically, and then importing that class into here. Basically, this position is basically the subscripts we can use. Basically, if you want to basically put a number or word a little above the sentence, you use a subscript, a superscript. If you want something below it, use a subscript. If you want a text to be shifted to the right or left, you use the class shift left or shift right. And this is the output. Next, we have the floated. Which basically means wherever you readjust the screen or something, it will adjust it, basically. And then these tiles here are basically floating in the boxes, so it'll be easier. For that, we use a header style, basically. And this is next we have the drop down. This is very useful for websites if they have so many multiple uh, pages. They use basically a drop down menu here, and then go to the site basically here. Next, we have the linear gradient, basically um, colors that are like a gradient of each other, like shades of colors, and then make it like a gradient kind of effect. So we have like a vertical gradient, horizontal, diagonal gradients. So yeah. Next we have the multiple background. Basically, you can put an image on top of another image. Basically, here we have like an ocean image, and then on the bottom right corner we have a logo on top of the background, and then has some text around it. For this one, you have used the background to place where the image wants to be. Next, we have image border. Basically, sorry, let me just readjust this. We have basically an image that's repeating itself and to make it a square. Next, we have the animation where if you want an image or a text to basically move on by itself, you have to use keyframes in order to do that for an image. Or if you want to do like the position of where the image should start, and then use keyframes of where you want it to go, left, right, up, or down, and then adjust it. That's how much you want it to be. So this is basically the output. You can see two of the things are moving. Next, we have the flexible box layout, which basically if you drag your mouse over a specific column, it will expand it so you can read more of the text and the color of it. But then you gotta use a flex box, kind of, and then use like a transition, basically. And in this, we use a different kind of font for this. And to use specific fonts, basically, it'd be easier to go to a website called right here, fonts.google, and then you pick the font you want, and then you copy the name of the link basically, and then you have to paste it here with a link like this. And it will literally, the website will actually do it for you. You can just copy and paste it here, and you can get whatever fonts you want. Next, we have the interest, with basically calculating like the compound interest in a table. So with the current amount of money, the principal is like 1,000, and then the rate is like 0.05% interest rate. And then we're doing this for each year with specific color coding. Next, we have here what used to be using the break statement in a for statement. So here basically it's telling like we have a count from 1 to 10, and then they keep adding. But if it finds, then if it writes the number. If it finds the next in the loop a 5, it will don't write the 5. It will break out of the loop and just stop right there. And for this one, we have the continue test, which basically the same thing instead. But if it finds the in the loop a 5, it will skip that and keep looping until it goes at the end. It goes until 10. So basically, the continue statement. And this last one is a game called Craps. So if you don't know how to play Craps, there's a short video here. If you click on it, it will go to a video, a 1 minute video of how to play. Then you go back, and there are two boxes. One is with the dice, and then you keep playing it. Then you roll again, keep rolling, and then it will say, "Sorry, you lose. Click to play again." Basically, I don't know how to play this game, but looks interesting. And this is the code. And yeah, that's basically it.